Okay. So the factors which are affecting the labor cost and the productivity in hospitality. So which is one is the intricate design of the presentation. Presentation is simple or the complicated. So the menu presentation, right? You are putting up a garnish. So let's say you are making a dish. With every dish, you are carving the fruit apple into maybe a shape of a bird. But that takes time, right? Because you have to do it manually and it's very intricate, very difficult to do. So you need one person to hire just only do that. But then it depends on the brand standards again. If you have a very simple design, means just only fried rice, that's it, nothing else. Just maybe put on some leaves, some small lemon or something on the side, and then go. So you don't need very complicated design. So it's very simple to do, very fast. Same again in the fine dining restaurant where you are making a design with the sauce, with the other garnishing, right? Those are difficult to do, and it's labor incentive. But consider a fast food restaurant which is serving you a burger. They just warm, put the thing in, and then you go. So very simple and very fast, efficient. Or a street food, which is just putting up the, which is frying the rice, put on the table. Doesn't matter, it's spilling here, spilling there. It's the proper shape or the oval shape, no matter. Just give it to the guest to eat. So that's a simple design versus a complicated design. So the productivity is affected by the design level or the fine dining or a casual dining restaurant. Okay, the fine dining restaurant will be have more peoples. The casual dining or the less simple designing will have less peoples to do. But then you can, but the price you charge from the customer is different also, right? So the profitability of those restaurants are also entirely different. Okay, but you need to think also that if you have a fine dining restaurant, you have high labor cost, means it's a high fixed cost. If there is no guest, you will turn into losses. But if there is in the casual restaurant, even if there is no guest, your loss will not be very high, right? Then use of pre-cuts or in-house. You are a chef, you know. You buy let's say you buy a fish which is fillet. So in the market, you can buy both. You can buy the full or you can buy the cut already, which is higher cost. But it depends on the ability of the chef and the time of chef because to cut is take time. You need to clean, you need to cut, you need to separate the skin and everything else, right? It takes time. But you can use the leftover in soup, in any other kind of things. But it depends on the standard of the organization. What is the standard? If you are using pre-cut, you can reduce the labor, but your material will be higher. If you use the full, you may need to do in-house. You may need to hire more people, but the cost of food is will be cheaper. So which one is how? That depends on the organization or the chef. Normally, that's why we are making a decision. How much money we are saving in terms of these pre-cut, and how much money I need to spend out if I want to do by myself, the labor cost. But labor cost, not only the salary, you need to consider the benefits as well. Because normally, as a standard, how much benefits we are providing, like indirect compensation, 30%, 40% of salary. Like normally, if you pay, let's say $1,000 to the staff, how much is the total cost of the staff, including the meal, laundry, everything else together, uniform. So 1,200, 1,003, 1,004. I don't know exactly, but that's important to know because then you can give it to the operation. Look, I am paying $1,000 to your employee, but it doesn't cost me $1,200. It costs me maybe 1,600. Reason being, another 30% or 40% I am spending on the meal, the laundry, and everything else. Because operation people cannot calculate this by themselves. They don't know. So you need to be able to give them the value. Okay, the cost of my in-house staff is 30% higher than the salary level only. So if I'm paying 1,000, actual cost to me is 1,003 because I need to provide other benefits as well. Right? So how you will calculate total labor cost divide by the basic salary. So that becomes your fringe benefits cost. right? So you need to provide them the operational people so that they can make their own example. Now then they can think, okay, if I buy a pre-cut, I will save maybe one person. So that one person will cost me how much? Salary plus the other labor cost. And then they can calculate how much I am saving per kilo, right? It depends on how much volume they use. If it's a big volume, then it's worth to buy by ourselves, to do by ourselves, because then we can save more money. But if they are buying only 1 kilo pre-cut, 2 kilo, then it's not worth to have an employee to do by ourselves, even though it can be cheaper. But it's better to buy from the outside. It's cheaper in overall sense, right? Then other is mise en place. In every kitchen, every organization, we use sauce, we use vinegar, we use the yogurt, we use so many things, right? Those are you are buying from the market or you are doing by yourself. Again, the same concept of pre-cut and in-house. So you are doing in-house?
No, I mean the using most of the use of thinking.
Yes. 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 Some restaurants have a very high standard. They don't want to use the third party yogurt or third party mise en place. They want to do by themselves. And also some of the sauce are actually signature, because some of the dish are actually the taste depends on that the mise en place only, right? So that is their signature. They will not let anybody else to do that. They will do it by themselves, even if it costs them much. Doesn't matter, but it's their trademark, right? So that's you cannot do anything. Then you have the serving standards. You are serving in the disposals, you are serving in the dishes, you are serving in, so let's say fast food restaurant, McDonald's or that. They don't have a cleaning staff, dish cleaning, because they don't give in the dish, they give in the disposal. You just throw a disposal and finish. If in a fine dining restaurant, it may be a higher cost. Then you need to have even the fork type is different. For dessert is different, for dinner is different. Knife is different, spoon is different, plate is different. So it depends. However, what is the level of the serving standard? Okay. So this is all you need to be thinking when you are designing a new restaurant, or whenever you are designing a change in restaurant, or if let's say your labor cost is high, the business is coming down, then you can think of changing the service standards to be able to save the money. Okay. Because now, like for example, in the nowadays in the city, the business is not really very good, right? There are not so many guests. Only locals are coming, which is the paying capacity is not that very high. So that's the reason why we are now trying to control the cost. Everybody want to control the labor cost, because labor is the most expensive thing in the world, especially in the hospitality, is the most expensive. Right? There is nothing else which is more expensive than the labor. So everybody would want to focus on the labor cost. Then you have a buffet or set menu, or a fine dining. So which one is cheapest to serve? Buffet or set menu? Buffet, right? Because you cook in bulk. So less cook, less service staff, less dishes. Very easy. Set menu are the second highest. Set menu you prepare for certain people. Fine dining is the most costliest, because you prepare in very small quantities. But then again, the price of fine dining is the highest. The yield is the highest, right? So it depends on the type of business we are having now in the restaurant. If your business is having more on fine dining, then you can consider to hire more people. If you have more on the less peoples on fine dining, more on the buffet or groups, then it's better to do the buffet or set menus. Like some hotels are now deciding on also that, okay, we want to the breakfast should be in buffet or should be a la carte. Buffet, right? Because it's cheaper to serve. But some hotels may have different standards. So then the only thing is, as a HR, as an operation manager, you need to advise them, okay, you want to do it, can, but then the allocation for the breakfast has to be very high. Otherwise, you will not make any money. And then you need to think, if you hire them for breakfast, are you going to have the same business for lunch and dinner as well or not? If you don't have that business for lunch and dinner, then the person you hire is useless. because they cannot do anything else. There is no productivity for them in the lunch and dinner. But you hire the person already and you pay the salary already, right? So that's the reason, that's how you are going to analyze your operations. Hmm? Okay, then there are other factors. Okay, so we already discussed that variety of menu and the volume. So this is another one. How much is the variety of volume? So if it's a small menu, like maybe 5 items, 10 items, it's less complicated to present. So less you need less helpers, less people to cook the same thing. But if it's a wide menu, maybe you have a Asian, Chinese, Korean. Not one person can cook everything.
Yeah.
So you need to have one person who is specialized in Chinese, who is specialized in Korean, who is specialized in Asian. So whenever we are designing the menu, we need to be careful to not design something which is cannot be served by few people only, because you don't know the business is gonna be coming or not, right? And then the supporting equipments used in the kitchen, servicing and cleaning. For example, you may have a trolley for cleaning. If you have no trolley, the design of the restaurant is that it doesn't allow the trolley. You have to walk only.
Yeah.
The one person can carry only certain plates. But if it has a trolley, he will put into trolley first. He don't need to carry it again. So he save his time. So you can serve with less people. But if you don't have a trolley, then he need to put it back in the back kitchen. So you need more people to come. Otherwise, your service standard will drop. You can drop the number of people, but the level of service will also drop. So the idea of this class is not to say, okay, we reduce the manning only. That's not the idea. The idea is to manage it while we are doing our own brand standards as well, right? Trolleys, dishwashing machines, and then the hours of operation. So the hour of operation, normally one person work until when 8 hours.
8 hours.
So if your operation is running for 10 hours, do you need to hire extra people? Yes, right?
Yes.
Because you need to run for extra 2 hours. But you cannot hire anybody, one person for 10 hours. So means you need to split the people. Some people will come at 8, some people will come at 10, and then will stay until end. But it depends on the busyness of the restaurant. Let's say if it's 12 hours, then you don't have any choice. You have to hire 2 shifts. In that case, you are wasting the 4 hours, right? Because supposed to work for 8 times 2, 16, but you are operating only 12 hours, but you are paying for 16 hours salary, right? So then that's how it's the hour of operation is also important to manage. How many hours of operation we want to manage, depending on the how much labor we can afford. Then you have the ability to forecast your business. The why is necessary for forecasting the business? Because you want to manage the roster, right? So how you manage the roster for future week? Depend on the business. How much business you can get. So ability to forecast your business is important. How is it your business can be forecasted or not? Is it your restaurant has any pattern which can repeat itself? Like maybe you have every day 10 guests, or every weekend you have more guests, or every Saturday you have more guests. What is the pattern of your business? If you can identify that, then it's easier. Then you can forecast every day. Even every hour you can forecast. Correct? Because even every hour, why every hour? Because you may be busy in the breakfast, but then you need to allocate more people in the breakfast, not in the lunch. So, and even in the lunch, what time they are actually coming? 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So that you can give your staff a break during that time only when we are not really busy. So that we can manage with the lowest people. Otherwise, you have to hire casuals, right? So and then if you want to hire casual you can pay per hour per 2 hours. So for which hour you need to hire, that also it depends on if you can forecast your business, then you can hire for 2 hours. Otherwise, you have to hire for whole day, right?